Hello and welcome back to the Pet Business Wellbeing Podcast with me, Nathan Dunleavy. This is a podcast where we talk about the realities of running a pet business, the highs, the challenges, and most importantly, how to look after your well-being whilst you do it. Because running a business should support your life, not consume it. Laura Carter, welcome to the Pet Business Wellbeing Podcast. How are you doing?
Thank you. Yes, no, I'm fine. Thank you.
Good.
Very good.
Good. Great to have you with us. So, Laura, for those viewers or listeners who may not know you yet, please tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
I'm Laura. I've been training dogs for about 20 years now. So I started off doing puppy school in the early days with Gwen Bailey. And then I progressed on and I've done IMDT stuff and I've done pet dog classes in village halls. And in 23, I wrote a book called The Vet Says Rest.
Yeah.
And that was because there just wasn't the resources there I needed for my clients at the time. So I thought, why not go and create them myself?
Yeah.
And I've now gone down the route for specialising more in kind of the enrichment side. Particularly for people that may not be able to walk their dog every day, or maybe they can't take their dog out, or they shouldn't take their dog out, or their dog needs more than a walk.
Yeah.
Because there's lots and lots of dogs out there in that situation.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking all about your book, The Vet Says Rest. And this podcast, particularly this season, is all about the person behind the business. So I want to talk about your over 20-year career in the industry and obviously what you've been through and what you must have seen and all the changes and stuff. But before we dive into the book itself, I'd love to start with the story behind it. So as we mentioned, 20 years in the dog training industry, what inspired you to write The Vet Says Rest, and why do you think it's such an important conversation for dog guardians and pet pros to be having, Laura?
As I say, there was two main clients that were the inspiration behind it. So one was a 6-month-old German Shepherd puppy that suddenly broke his leg in the garden playing ball with his owner. Oh. And all of a sudden, this dog was on crate rest for 23 hours a day. Wow. As you can imagine, it caused great frustration for the pup. And I think they were the first time they'd had a dog. Wow. So there was a lot of biting and frustration, and it totally ruined the relationship between the dog and its caregivers. So I wanted to really help rebuild that, and I was involved a lot with the rehabilitation of him but it was really difficult because I couldn't even go and visit them at home because me being in the house, because I knew the dog previously, caused the dog to get excited, and we didn't want him excited. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot kind of speaking to them on the phone and doing stuff over Zoom. So he was one of the inspirations.
Okay.
And then also I had a similar client with, I think she was 1 when she first had her operations, who needed a plate to put in her leg. And she was a big bull mastiff. And again, she came to me for puppy training and then had this issue with her leg. And I think she went on to have 3 or 4 different operations on the leg.
Wow.
And again, her caregivers just needed to know what to do with a big breed young dog that can't go out for walks. And there just wasn't the resources for these people. It was quite an isolating situation for them to be in. So I coached them through it and then thought, I'm going to write a book because there must be loads of people in this situation.
Yeah. So 2 very young dogs and 2 very big breeds. So suddenly to not be able to go out for walks, that must have been quite a lot for both sets of caregivers to contend with.
Definitely. Yes. Yeah. And I think both of them probably were first-time dog owners. So they didn't know what to do in this situation. They just know, I walk my dog to wear them out. Yeah. When they can't do that, what's the alternative? They didn't know.
And that's the thing, like, we don't know what we don't know, or you don't know what you don't know. And it all comes down to education, and obviously enrichment's been a bit of a buzzword over the last few years. But I think we're in the UK, but I think as Brits, we are so conditioned to, I must walk my dog twice a day for an hour a time. But in some cases, for some dogs, that's not always the best thing for the dog, is it?
No, not at all. No, it also came back to I've got a rescue spaniel and he had a bite history and he'd had 4 owners before he came to me, lots of issues. And we were down south up to Scotland.
Right. Okay.
And we've now got 9 acres of land. So I thought, fantastic. Mungo's got loads of space. He can run around and wear himself out. However, he's so overstimulated being in the woods that actually he needs brain games, enrichment. That's what we do more of than walks. Because walks just turn him into a nightmare because he gets so overstimulated with it all.
Yeah. And I did know you'd had quite a big move, but I didn't realise you were originally from down south. So where in the south were you?
Yes. I was based in Hawkhurst, Kent.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Right down. Originally, I was in Battle, East Sussex, kind of Hastings direction.
Yeah.
But now we're up kind of 40 minutes south of Aberdeen. So
what made the big move to Scotland then?
I was going to say we lost my grandparents. That was kind of the start of it.
Yeah.
And then what we decided to do is we bought a house. So I sold my house. My parents sold their house and we bought a house together.
Oh, lovely.
So I was living in a terraced house in the middle of a small village. And now we're in the middle of nowhere. I've got my own training barn and 9 acres of land.
Wow.
So
yeah, that beats us a terraced house any day, I expect.
It does. Yeah, no, it's brilliant because property is so much cheaper up here. And my brother lives in Aberdeen as well. So that's drew us into the area.
Ah, okay.
But,
great. Well,
yes, no, we love it up here.
Right. Well, there's a couple of things then I want to talk about, particularly about your business as well then. So you mentioned that there just wasn't a lot of resources. So what, did you kind of look for books or look for stuff online and there just wasn't nothing there to help these owners?
Yes, yeah, as I say, it was just giving them the alternative. The vet says to rest, and then it's helping the owners cope at home, whether it's the emotional side for them of having a dog that can't go out and they don't know what to do to help their dog. They just want the best for their dog, but they don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. But also it's entertaining the dog without a lot of people just think, we'll give them a Kong, we'll give them food puzzles.
Yeah.
But that's not always the best thing. If, like Tilda, she was on rest on and off for a couple of years with all her operations on her leg. Yeah. So, of course, we had to be careful managing her weight as well. Mm. So you couldn't just feed her all day.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
So it was adapting it all to the resources that they needed.
Yeah, sure. And this is the thing, like, vets are fantastic, right? But the vet just says rest or crate rest. They don't then give any further instruction or help or resource or support, I guess.
No. And another big area that I cover in the book is all about preparing for that moment, because I want to raise awareness that any dog can get injured at any time. You can take your dog out for a walk in the morning, come back, something happens and they break their leg. And all of a sudden you've got a dog that's got to be in a crate, got to wear a cone. And if they're not used to any of those things, it can be really stressful for the dog, which then passes straight on to the caregiver as well.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yes, it's a lot. So I didn't have chance to get a copy before we booked this session in. But so what's kind of covered off in the book then, Laura? Is it all like enrichment games? And tell us a little bit about what's going on in the book.
Yeah, so we start off talking about it from the dog's point of view as to how scary it can be when all of a sudden life completely changes. And there's a big section all about preparing your dog. So, for example, if you've got a dog that sleeps on the bed with you every night, you may suddenly find yourself in a situation completely out of the blue where the vet says your dog can't be on the bed because they can't get up there, you don't want to roll them or whatever. They've got to be in a crate. So that in itself can be a major issue if you've got a dog that's never been in a crate before.
Yeah.
So I do a lot on the first section of just preparing your dog for those moments when something might happen. Mm-hmm. And then I go into kind of a lot of games and activities and stuff that can be adapted, whether you've got a dog that has to do stuff lying down mm-hmm. or any other adaptations that they may need, depending on what their limitations are. Mm-hmm. Wow. But also I talk about the kind of emotional side of it as well, because for us, it can be really stressful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And they pick up on that stress as well. So
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we can be left feeling really helpless when our dog is injured and we just don't know what to do
And the
or
dog,
who to turn to for support.
yeah, and the dog doesn't really know. Obviously, they've just had this big operation. They're probably thinking, "Oh, why am I not going for my walks?"
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But it's so important because, like, brain games, like brain work, brain mental stimulation, like doing sort of 10 to 20 minutes of that, it's just like doing a 60-minute outdoor walk in terms of like the brain
It
and
is.
mental stimulation they
Yes.
get. But
Yeah.
as pet parents, they don't always know that.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. It's more the fact that they don't know what to do. They know Kongs, they know food
Yeah.
puzzles, they don't know little games to get the dogs thinking. And we do things a bit like shaping and because sometimes it's training games type stuff
Yeah.
that they would never even, they don't know anything about.
Yeah. Because
So,
that's like you say, could be just a Kong or a licky mat, but you can't just shove it to them and be like, off you go. Like, you need to do more than that, don't you?
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So it's getting them actually using their brain and thinking around whatever limitations that the vet has put on them.
Yeah.
So,
Did you get any vets kind of read the book or have any input at all?
I did. I've spoken to several vets, and Rachel Bean was quite involved with it as well.
Yeah, I know Rachel.
And she's written a review in the front as well. So she was somebody that proofread it for me before I published it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. I think I have got some other vets that I say I've got a section in the front where various people that I got to read it before I published it and then write a little review on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all agreed it's a really valuable resource because the vets don't necessarily know the training side of it to what to suggest to owners.
Exactly. Yeah. And I expect a lot of trainers and behaviourists came on board with it as well, didn't they?
They did, yes. Yeah, because again, it can be really difficult because, I say, like with Ted, the German Shepherd I was telling you about, I couldn't go and visit him at home, so I couldn't actually see the owners to describe stuff. And as I say, over my years as a trainer, there's been many times when owners have phoned me up and said, "Oh, we can't come to class this week because so-and-so's had an operation and he's on rest," and the vet says they can't come out, even just simple neutering stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's giving them those resources that they can have when they need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's a lot of misinformation out there on the internet. So it's about
There is.
it's about giving them sort of the right ethical, up-to-date information, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. And also what I found is a lot of the stuff since writing the book, I've developed an online membership called Wags Without Walks.
Yeah.
Because it builds in, it's not just dogs on rest that need it. So it could be a reactive dog that finds it really stressful going out.
Yeah.
It could be a dog that's too hot to walk your dog.
Yeah.
Let's do stuff with them at home instead.
Yeah.
Or even just a work breed that needs more than a walk. A walk around the pavements is not going to wear out your working breeds.
Definitely not. Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned your membership. We will come back to that because I wanted to touch on that as well.
Okay.
But what is the process like, Laura, of writing a book as well as running a business? I've had a few guests on now that have written a book, and I'd love to just get your stance on it. What was it like?
Very hard work because there were lots and lots of drafts that went on. And like with any dog, with any profession, you're constantly learning. So you try stuff with one dog and you may adapt stuff slightly and you think, I'll include that bit in the book. And getting to the stage of finally publishing it was probably the hardest thing to say it's finished.
Right.
Because with dog training, it's never finished. There's always evolving and adapting all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So did you self-publish or did you go with a publisher?
yeah, no, I self-published it. But I did get several people, I say, like we were saying, Rachel, to read it before I published it, just to say, do you agree with everything? Any questions?
Yeah.
And I also got some pet people to read it and quite a few different people just to get their take on what I put down on paper.
So did you have to be quite strict with your time and scheduling time to do it without any distractions? Because I'd struggle to kind of focus solely on it.
Yes. Yeah, I actually finished it and finally got it to publish. I think I wasn't very well. Maybe I had a version of COVID. There was some reason that I was at home and off work. And I was like, I'm going to get this book finished.
Yeah.
Because it had just been something that I'd added to when I had spare time.
Yeah.
So yes, it wasn't a planned thing as such. It was just added and evolved over time.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet a lot of people I've spoken to said that like sometimes they would like write a blog and like they would add to a blog and then they'd have it like as a Word document, and then they could have like a lot of the books were like blogs and different entries and
Yep.
stuff. I'd imagine it was probably similar for you as well.
Yes. Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever really want to write a book or set out to become an author?
Yeah, I've always loved reading.
Oh, okay.
And in my office, I've got a floor to ceiling bookshelf full of dog books. So yes, it was always a bit of an aim.
Yeah.
So yes, because I say I just love reading. Yeah, no, it was an aim to write a book at some point, but
Right.
the title and the topics slightly evolved over time.
Yeah.
Although it was all in a similar theme.
Yeah. Is there any follow-up book planned or any other books planned, or is that it? You're done?
Well, often ideas come to me with different things that we could cover. At the moment, I'm doing a lot of work in the membership on the art of doing nothing for dogs, and that would make a fantastic follow-up book.
Yeah.
Because so many people nowadays with the enrichment side, it's all about doing stuff with the dogs,
Yeah.
but we need to teach them to chill out as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So watch this space.
Watch this space. Oh, I'll have to get you back on if you do end up doing another one. Right, I'd love to touch on your career then. Like, that's a long time to be in the industry. You've probably seen a lot and a lot of changes.
Yeah.
And as I said at the start, I like talking about the person behind the business. So, did you have a career before dog training? What made you get into becoming a dog trainer?
Well, it probably started. So no, I didn't have a career before dog training. I dabbled in kennel work and all sorts of things growing up. And then I worked in a dog hydrotherapy pool for a bit,
Oh,
just as an assistant to the lady running it. And she ran puppy school classes. So that kind of sparked an interest. And I had my own dogs at the time as well. And I suppose it was just talking to her and learning stuff to her, which then made me go and do the puppy school tutor stuff. And then from there, it has just evolved.
yeah. Yeah. And so have you seen like a lot of changes in the industry? Obviously, I know we've seen a change from like traditional dog training to more ethical, kind, force-free. Have you seen a lot of like obviously that sort of stuff going on as well?
Yeah, no, definitely. One of the real big ones is I remember when I first did puppy school classes, we were told not to let puppies wearing harnesses into class unless they had a big reason to need one.
Oh, really?
So if you had the dog that the vet had said a harness because for whatever reason,
Yeah.
whereas nowadays I wouldn't walk a dog on anything else but.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, that's a real big one.
I've not heard of that one before.
Oh, yeah, no, I'd say when I first trained, it was always all the dogs had to be on collar and lead, no harnesses.
Right, okay. Interesting. Any other?
Whereas now I try and get
Go on.
all the dogs onto harnesses as quick as possible because I think it's much more ethical for the dogs.
It is, yeah. Any other sort of weird and wonderful ones that you've come across?
Now, one thing that I'm quite passionate about is not doing too much village hall style training,
Yeah.
which is where it's all sit down, walk on a lead. I remember the days when I used to teach in the local scout hut and the car park was on the other side. There was a big playing field in between. And you'd see the owners, they'd get dragged across the field, do training in the hall, perfect training, perfect loose lead walking, really nice, and then get dragged back across the field to the car afterwards.
Right.
And everybody would go, yep, that was a successful class. And it wasn't.
No, yeah.
Whereas now it's all about training for real life and real life skills and not just walk to heel because I told you to. It's all about swaying it round so the dogs want to be close to you rather than they're close to you because they tell them to be.
Yeah. Wow, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I had one owner that came to me and she had a young pup. I can't remember what breed it was. And this puppy literally hated her because she'd been so strict on the training side of it. It must have been like living with a teacher. So everything had to be walking to heel and do everything absolutely perfect all the time. But it looks good from a distance, but there was no relationship there at all. Whereas
God.
nowadays, I think that relationship is so important.
Yeah, definitely. It all comes down to relationship and the connection with each other, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also natural behaviours. We always used to be getting the dogs we discourage the dogs from sniffing. Whereas now I teach scent work.
Yeah.
We want the dogs to sniff because the dogs like sniffing. It's what they do.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I often I don't know about you, but if I'm out in my van and I often spot people walking their dogs and the dog's trying to sniff and then the owner's like dragging it along and I'm like, I almost feel like shouting out my window, let them bloody sniff.
Bloody sniff. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. They get so much benefit from sniffing, but yeah.
They do.
Yeah. Again,
yeah,
the owners may not know that because it comes down to education again as well.
It does. Yeah. And I say traditional training was very much telling the dog what to do. Whereas nowadays it's a lot more of setting the dog up to put them in a position where they do what you want, but it's their choice.
Definitely. Yeah, we're definitely seeing a lot more around that. We want to be setting them up for success, a lot more around about consent-based, choice-based and agency, aren't we? Which is good.
Yeah. I even think, particularly one of my dogs, he doesn't really have a great recall because he never goes very far away.
Yeah.
I don't need to call him back to me because he's just there because he chooses to want to be near me when we're out and about.
Yeah, sure. Wow.
Brilliant.
I'd love to talk about a little bit then, obviously your move. So did you have to start again then once you moved from Kent up to Scotland? Did you have to build your business up from scratch again? How did that all go?
For the in-person stuff I did, I obviously had to completely restart. But again, that was part of the inspiration behind setting up the membership following on from the book.
Okay.
Was because we're working with kind of caregivers that are particularly at home, and I've got clients all over the country. Wow. So the membership carried on going because I wasn't dealing face to face with these people because they were at home with the dogs. They couldn't walk, so they couldn't necessarily get their dog out and about.
Right.
So yes, it was hard work redoing the face to face side of it.
Yeah.
But I'd say the membership was the great bridge between them to continue helping people with dogs that couldn't or shouldn't go out for a walk. So
yeah, so like you said, it was hard to build up that in-person stuff, but luckily you had like the online membership to fall back on. So let's talk about that then, because a lot of dog trainers or dog professionals, they may not have a membership. So you basically set up your membership off the back of the book, is that right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So tell us more. Yeah, please tell us more about your membership.
Yes, so I say it's called Wags Without Walks, and it really is from the back of the book, opening it up to realise that actually everything in the book benefits pretty much every dog out there, whether they're preparing that they might need an operation in the future, or they're a high energy breed that needs to use their brain, or they're an older dog that maybe not as mobile as they used to be, or a young puppy that can't get out as much. It's all about having entertainment, but in a way that's adapted to their current needs.
Yeah.
So the membership kind of caters for everybody, really.
Okay.
And we have a whole library full of videos of different activities that we've covered over the years.
Right.
And each activity is normally divided into kind of 4 or 5 different levels, as we call them.
Yeah.
And people can just go in and find out something that works for them.
Yeah.
And then on a Wednesday night, we do a Zoom session.
Okay.
And we do a pause for thought topic, which is something to discuss and get owners thinking. So at the moment, we're talking about the art of doing nothing. And then we do one level of one of the games. So it means that they've got one activity to focus on for the week. We talk about how it could be adapted for individual dogs. But if they want to dip in and find other stuff, the library is there as well.
Brilliant. So I was going to say, so what do you get in the membership then, or what do you do in a particular month? So obviously you've got the library of the resources. Are you then meeting weekly or monthly? How does it all work?
Yes, every Wednesday at 6:00. we do a live Zoom session where we talk through, I say we do one of the pause for thought topic, we do one level of the game, and then I'll answer questions and see how people are going.
Yeah.
Then we've got a forum running as well, so people can ask questions as they're going along or anything that comes up. So they've got lots and lots of support in there when they need it.
Oh, good. Oh, brilliant. And Laura, what was it like setting up a membership from your perspective? Is it quite a big task, or how did you find that process?
It was quite a big thing to get people involved in it because it's a resource that people don't know exist.
Yeah.
So for most people, if you go out there and said your dog's on restricted exercise, where are you going to go for help? They wouldn't even know about me, or they wouldn't even be looking for it.
Okay.
So yes, it was quite a big thing of raising awareness. It still is.
Yeah. Yeah. But was it hard, like setting it up, like all the technical side of things, or?
It wasn't too bad because I'm quite technical anyway. I do my own website and things like that.
Oh, well done.
So being a business owner, I'm up for learning anything. Few YouTube videos, bit of AI, and you can find out most information on how to do most things.
Right. Yeah. Good.
So yes.
So you learn from like YouTube and stuff like that, yeah?
Yes, yeah, YouTube and we were on Mighty Networks. We've just changed, beginning of this year, we changed over to Member Vault.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of resources around how to set and use those up as well.
So what made you change from Mighty Networks to Member Vault then?
I preferred the Member Vault setup and the way it was run. And also it was quite a lot cheaper to run than Mighty Networks. Yeah. Mighty Networks was I think it had a lot of stuff that I wasn't actually using, which, Member Vault just seemed to work for us better. Yeah. So
that's interesting because I'm just setting up a membership as well. That's why I'm really interested in how your experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm setting up one. I was looking at Member Vault purely because I use MailerLite as my email software. And I'm not technically minded at all. Like I make no secret of that. And I've got all like my freebies and my funnels set up on MailerLite. And MailerLite does link with Member Vault, and that was the main reason I was going with Member Vault. But I've actually now decided I'm going with a platform called Heartbeat. And,
okay.
Yeah, and I used Heartbeat because I'm one of Julie Naismith's pro behavior consultants. So Julie Naismith uses Heartbeat, and then a couple of other memberships I was part of use Heartbeat, but I'm also part of an online business membership with a company called Yellow Tuxedo, and they're online digital visibility specialists, but they use Heartbeat as well. And I've purely gone with Heartbeat because they are a local company, and if I ever get stuck with anything, they can help me with it.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Yes, I've never heard of Heartbeat.
Yeah, not a lot of people have, but so I'm really interested in the different platforms. I was really interested in what you used, and obviously then there's like the email software, then Zoom, and where do you host it all? And so much involved, isn't there?
There is, and it's being accessible to all your clients. Because I know not everybody has Facebook. I know I've got a few members that don't use Facebook at all. So that then became somewhere that I don't rely on Facebook at all for the membership because I know those people that can't access things. So
yeah, and that's the thing with Facebook now. A lot of people are hosting their community feature away from Facebook because people are just fed up of Facebook now. It's full of ads. It's full of political stuff and your algorithms and full of noise, and people are quite happy to get away from Facebook now.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, good. And now tell us, because I've only seen about this recently, you now have started an affiliate scheme for other pet pros to do with your membership. Is that right?
I have.
Please tell us about that.
I say it's still, so it's still quite new, but it's for all the pet pros that were in the same situation that I was in when I wrote the book. But you had clients that needed the help, but you wanted to give them something. It wasn't really something I specialised in at the time, but I wanted to help them when they've got their dog that they can't walk or shouldn't walk. but also it's great for kind of behaviourists that may be working on, say, an aggression case that are saying to those owners, don't take your dog out, it's making the situation worse. The behaviourist is working with all of that side of it, but the caregiver still needs stuff they can do instead of walks. So it helps with that side. And there's the vet physios, the trainers, there's all sorts of people that it just means that they can recommend me to fill that gap.
Yeah.
That is one of the reasons that I fulfilled it all. So
yeah, and it's an affiliate scheme, isn't it? Is that right?
it is, yes, yeah. So so you sign up, you get some training materials with it. You then get your individual link. So when somebody signs up through your link, you then earn a percentage of their membership fees. So
wicked. Right, okay. So it's just in the early days though, yeah?
I'm just welcoming my first batch on at the moment.
Oh, wow.
So it's all set up, ready to go. So yeah, I'm just trying to get more people interested, involved. And again, I'm starting off with a smallish group to get going, to see how it is, pick up any problems. And then as I develop it and get it going, then we'll hopefully get more and more people on board.
Yeah. Oh, how exciting.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yes.
Good. And I was thinking, actually, I was meant to say it earlier, but you could probably write a book on everything you've learned in your time in the industry. And then obviously what you've done with moving your business, setting up, writing the book, and then setting up a membership. You could probably do like a memoir or something to help other people do similar.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Because I say at one point, I was also running a dog daycare centre.
Oh,
I did that for 8 years.
Wow. When do you sleep? When did you sleep? Yeah.
But no, thankfully, I sold the dog daycare business just before COVID. It couldn't have been better timed.
Definitely.
So,
yeah,
but I wouldn't go back to that again. It was involved employing staff, and that was very hard work.
I know. I know. I do know the feeling. Yeah. But no, people have often said that I've got a book in me, and I probably will do it one day, but I just don't have the time at the moment.
Yes, you should do. Yeah, I mean, even just when you've got 5 minutes, just start writing stuff off and editing it. And
exactly.
Yeah.
Get a master copy of something going, and then just, like you say, add to it.
Just add to it whenever you've got inspiration. And yes.
Right, Laura, we're going to start wrapping up this episode, and we're just going to finish with a final couple of questions and thoughts. So, if there's one message you hope listeners or viewers take away from your work, your book, and your journey in the dog industry, what would you love dog guardians and pet professionals to remember when life suddenly slows down with their dog, whether that's through injury, illness, recovery, or simply changing needs?
You do not have to walk your dog every day.
Yeah.
And that's something that I will openly tell all my clients. I don't walk my dog every day. So if I've been out working and I'm absolutely exhausted and I come home and I'm tired, we'll do some games while I sit on the sofa with a cup of tea. And so you don't put the pressure on yourself to have to walk your dog every day. There are alternatives that for some dogs are better than a walk. What your dog values most is quality time with you. They don't measure happiness in miles.
Yeah.
So as long as you and your dog are having fun together, it doesn't matter if you're sat down on the sofa with a cup of tea. Your dog, it's that time with you that they value.
Exactly. And I think it comes back to that point about connection.
Yes.
They just love that connection. They love spending time with you. Dogs are very mindful. They live in the moment. And I think I was saying on a podcast the other day, like, I like the saying, we could all be a bit more dog and be a bit more...
Definitely.
Be a bit more mindful and just be in the moment more.
Yeah. Although in the membership we were talking about this week, actually being more cat would be quite good because they just chill, relax, turn off, and are great at just sitting around and doing nothing. And some dogs obviously struggle with that. So
that's really interesting. Yeah, cats are a bit more promiscuous, but yeah.
No.
Hey, wow. Okay, so be more cat or be more dog then is the main takeaway.
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant.
But definitely, it's taking the pressure off yourself with the dogs. And I say, particularly if you're a pet pro and you've got a dog with a few issues of whatever description, You don't have to be out there walking them for miles every day. There are alternatives that can be a lot more stress-free for both your dog and yourself.
And in some cases, less is more.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Right. If our listeners or viewers would like to find out more about you, how do they get your book, your membership? How can they reach you?
So the book is available on Amazon, The Vet Says Rest. I also have a website, which is wagswithoutwalks.com. And I have a free Facebook group called Beyond the Walk, which is all about helping people beyond the walk that, say, for whatever reason, they can't walk their dog or their dog needs more than a walk. The group is a great place to hang out, get the kind of vibe of the kind of stuff that we do. Again, I do a little live in there every Wednesday night. So yeah, that's a great way to make a connection in that group.
Brilliant. All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll put all your links and resources in the show notes.
Brilliant. Thank you.
All right, Laura Carter, thank you so much for joining me on the Pet Business Wellbeing Podcast with me, Nathan Dunleavy. I've absolutely loved chatting with you today.
Brilliant. Lovely. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Pet Business Wellbeing Podcast with me, Nathan Dunleavy. If you enjoyed today's chat, I'd love it if you could share this with a friend. Subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And please consider leaving me a review, as it really helps me reach more pet professionals who need this kind of support. Until next time, take care of yourselves, look after your well-being, and remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about building a business you actually enjoy being in. Before I wrap up on today's episode, I just want to share some really exciting news. My new membership for pet professionals and pet business owners is coming soon. The Pet Business Wellbeing Circle Plus is a group mentoring membership for pet pros who just need a little bit of extra support when it comes to running their business. If you're in my free Facebook group and community, the Pet Business Wellbeing Circle, you'll know that this is just going to be an extension, a plus, added benefits of being in the new membership. So there's going to be 2 group monthly mentoring sessions. We're going to have theme of the months, and we're going to be looking at imposter syndrome, overwhelm, compassion fatigue, all the things that come with running a business, as whilst looking after your well-being whilst you do it. A community, the community is going to be based off of Facebook because people are getting fed up of Facebook. There's going to be theme of the month. I'm going to have guest speakers every other month as well. And I'm really excited to share it all with you. As we're now in June, I'm going to be doing a soft launch this month. So do watch out for that. And then a full public launch next month in July. To hear about it first, do sign up to the Pet Pro Rescue Plan. That will add you onto my mailing list. You will enter an email sequence there, and there'll be some emails that come through. If the emails are not relevant to you, don't worry about it, but there might be some useful information there. But if you sign up to the Pet Pro Rescue Plan, that's how you'll find out about the membership first and when it goes live. I'm going to be doing a free 5-day live experience. It's a live immersive experience which will give you a taster of what it's going to be like in the membership. And I'm going to be doing that for both the soft launch and the full launch. So do sign up to the Pet Pro Rescue Plan so you can be on my mailing list to find out about it first. And then you'll also find out about it on social media as well. So that's the Pet Business Wellbeing Circle Plus with me, Nathan Dunleavy, my new group mentoring membership for pet professionals and pet business owners coming very soon. Bye for now.